Hello, in this video, Robert Kiyosaki wrote the book, The Cashflow Quadrant, A Guide to Financial Freedom, and he's sharing how investors earn money. So if you're interested in how investors earn money, please join me. Hello, in this video, I'm continuing to read the book, The Cashflow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. This is video number 17. And this is a guide to financial freedom. And in this specific video, Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the popular book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, I finished recently. I have 68 videos about this one. If you haven't watched those, I call it Lessons from Robert Kiyosaki playlist. It's on the channel. But Robert is sharing how investors earn money. How do investors earn money? Because this is about the cash flow quadrant. I'll show you the cash flow quadrant, what this means. And in one of the quadrants, we have investors. So we've covered the other three. Now we are investors, and he's sharing how investors earn money. So please, I think this is a good message. Please don't leave without giving me a comment. And if you are new, leave a comment, especially. But even if you've been here before, and if you've been here before and you're coming back, and especially if you came on Premiere, I appreciate you very, very much for supporting this message, because this is the message of empowerment. My schedule is here daily. I'm here daily. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. These will be the books. The books, we'll finish a book, we'll go to another one. And those books are about business, money, personal development. And then I bring motivation on Sunday. On Friday, I come live. On Sunday, I bring a motivational video. So that's how this is going. And the time is 12:30 p.m. USA Eastern. 12:30 p.m. USA Eastern. If you check in Google, you will see the equivalent of your time. So please click on the bell. I'm assuming you're subscribing. Subscribe, click on the bell so you are notified when everything is happening, because YouTube is going to send you a message. And please remember to share the videos, to like. Now, the book has a message it's called the cash flow quadrant. How we earn money. I will share the image of this video a little bit later, because in the message where I'm reading the book, remember this is number 17, I'm going to read, but where I'm reading today, he's sharing the image again. That's why I'm not going to share myself here, because in previous videos I would show it at the beginning, but it's not necessary because he's talking about it. I'll show you when I start reading. But in 16, I like to always go back a little bit to remind you. In video number 16, he talked about how big businesses are created. He gave the example of McDonald's, and that he's explained that the only way you're going to have a big business is when you create a system. You own a system, because big businesses are using other people to do the work. So you have to have a system that's followed to make sure the business is not interrupted. The business goes on without you. He was comparing that with a small business person, a self-employed person, who cannot leave because this person is the system. Wherever they go with their system. The dentist goes with his skills. So he gave an example of McDonald's, where it's a system. So that's video number 16. Now, video number 17, we moved on, because that was business owner. Now we are on the investor. Now, the investor, I'll show the quadrant. For those of you who haven't seen what he's talking about, the 4 quadrants, but he started by talking about the investor, then he will show the image. He says, investors, the investor, that's a subheading. Investors make money with money. They don't have to work because their money is working for them. The I quadrant, I'm about to show the image shortly. The I quadrant is the playground of the rich. Regardless of which quadrant people make their money in, if they hope someday to be rich, they ultimately must come to the I quadrant. It's the I quadrant that money becomes converted. It's in the I quadrant that money becomes converted to wealth. Now, he is explaining the cash flow quadrant. I've been doing it myself. Because I know that some people just come to these videos and they just find me in the middle of reading. I've been showing it myself. but he's showing it again now. So I'm going to do it at the same point he's doing it. So the image of cash flow, the cash flow quadrant is here. And he's explaining how we earn the money. The cash flow quadrant, according to him, has a subheading, simply makes distinctions on how income is generated. Whether and now let's show the image on the screen so you can see as he's talking. There is E and S on the left. E stands for employee, S stands for small business or self-employed. Then B on the right stands for business owners and investors. So now he's explaining that whether an E, who's an employee, or S, self-employed, B, business owner, or I, investor, the differences are summarized below. Now he's showing, and he put some notes. If I get the right image, I'll change it and put one with the notes. You don't have to get these images. He has one that has notes. But if you see one on the screen that doesn't have notes, E means you have a job. You have a job, you're getting paid. S means, according to him here, you own a job. You own the job if you are self-employed or a small business owner. Then B, you own a system and people work for you. That's how he's defining it. He's put summary notes on the quadrant. B means you own a business and people work for you. Then I means money works for you. So now he introduced a subtopic. He's called it OPT and OPM. He's explaining what they mean. Most of us have heard that the secrets to great riches and wealth are OPT, which is other people's time. OPT, other people's time, and OPM, other people's money. So the secret is other people's time and other people's money. OPT and OPM are found in the B and I quadrants on the right side. On business owners and I and investors use other people's time and other people's money. That's me adding in. For the most part, people who work in the E and S quadrants on the left, the employees and the self-employed and the small business, are the other people's time, whose time and money are being used. So which means the B's and I's are using the ones on the left to earn their wealth. A primary reason Kim and I took time to build a B type of business rather than an S type was because we recognized the long-term benefit of using other people's time. One of the drawbacks to being a successful S or small business or self-employed is that success simply means more hard work. In other words, good work results in more hard work and longer hours. In designing a B type of business, success simply means increasing the system and hiring more people. In other words, you work less and more and enjoy more free time. The remainder of this book, now he's explaining what is going to happen in future. I decided to read it in this video because then we're going to move on. In video number 18, he's going to start teaching us how we move from this quadrant between the quadrants. So right now he said, but I haven't read ahead of this book. I don't. I read with you because I don't want to mix up ideas that I read ahead. So I'm going with you. Originally I had read the old version of this book, but this is the recent version. So I'm going with you. But he's promising us that the remainder of this book goes through the skills and mindset required for the right side of the cash flow quadrant. It's my experience that being successful on the right side requires a different mindset and different technical skills. If people are flexible enough to make these changes, I think they'll find the process of achieving greater financial security or freedom easy. For other people, the process might be too difficult because many people are frozen in one quadrant and one mindset. So you could be frozen as an employee. You can't budge, you can't move, or you just want to handle everything yourself. That means you don't want to move from the S side of the E side to the other side. At a minimum, this is the last paragraph I'm reading. At a minimum, you'll find out why some people work less and more, pay less in taxes, and feel more financially secure than others. It's simply a matter of knowing which quadrant to work out of and when. So that's what we are going to learn in this book. As we continue on, I'm ending the reading of 17 because he's starting, he calls it a guide to freedom. Now he's going to start to explain, I'm assuming, how all these quadrants operate and how we can move from one to another. I'll start that in video 18. And my 2 cents, I wanted to emphasize what he said here. Do you know people who know Robert Kiyosaki, they use it a lot. When you hear them say OPM, they're talking about other people's time, other people's money. So large businesses, they use other people's time, like he said. They hire the employees and self-employed. You know, especially here in America, businesses even want less employees and more self-employed people. They use them as contractors. As contractors. So it's a common thing here. For example, me, I own a cleaning business. I didn't even plan this. It just came to me. Let me share it. In old days, companies used to hire cleaners as employees, like someone who cleans up, takes off the office. But now the trend is here in America, they hire people like our businesses to come and do the cleaning, but to come in as contractors. So they're hiring a self-employed person. Or for me, I consider myself moving to business owner, but they hire someone else to come do that work. They're avoiding the employees for one reason, I think, the benefits. They don't want to pay benefits to employees, and employees are more expensive because you could have a full-time person cleaning, but they're not cleaning all the time. They just clean maybe in the morning and evening, but then you have them on a payroll. They're more expensive. So what they do, they have people like us. You go there in the morning and put the office in order every morning, and they couldn't pay you payroll taxes. Payroll tax is a big thing here. So when you're an employer, they're expensive, and the benefits, health insurance, all those things that you do for employees. So they avoid that. The trend is to use, and then you see how they also hire people like the online companies, online support, like phone support. They do it in other countries. Still, they're avoiding those huge benefits that go with hiring employees and the rules about how to take care of employees. So they avoid that they save them money like that. That's just a tip I'm saying, that instead of hiring people full time to pay them, you can use contractors. Those experts, they come in and do the work. You pay them. They're responsible for their own taxes. That's great, but they tend to charge a little bit higher. But then in the long run, they are cheaper because you don't have those benefits. You're not stuck with an employee. You have to pay like every week. You get a contractor if you need them. They go. Okay, that's my 2 cents. So other people's money can be anyone's money. I think he's going to explain. Like the bank, it could be the bank, it could be someone else becoming a partner in your business. It could be, but other people's money, not yours. And then other people's time, already talked about that. You get other people to do your work. Online, people use virtual assistants. Okay, any other way you can use someone else's money, that's the only way to grow, because you only have 24 hours. How are you going to do all the work? And sometimes they're not even an expert in what they're doing. You can't go and learn everything. Like we are here on YouTube. You cannot be the one editing, the one setting up, the one doing, the camera work, the speaking, that you're doing everything else, the thumbnails. If you're going to grow, now I'm talking to YouTubers, you have to think about hiring out some of these tasks. Someone to do your thumbnails, someone to do your editing, that's the only way you can expand. Or the time is not there. Like I always end them, please leave a comment for me related to what we said here. Other people's money, other people's time. That's a topic. Investors, how they earn their money. Please try to keep the comment relevant to the video. Like I always end them, I said, take a very good care of yourself. Take very good care of your families. Take very good care of your health. Please like the video. Add a comment for me. Take a step to better you. Bye-bye.